Hello, Bill Molyneux here, Nottingham Wargaming Group, Nottingham, Maryland. And this is turn 3 of the Battle of Antietam. The Battle of Antietam in 54mm scale using Battles with Model Soldiers rules by Donald Featherstone. And had a lot of comments about this game, positives and negatives. My YouTube videos are what they are. I'll never be a great YouTube person, and that's the way it is. If you enjoy my videos, happy you're watching them. If they're boring or not sophisticated enough, let me tell you, there's hundreds of video channels out there that are just awesome in miniature wargaming, and you know, it is what it is. I am happy to have anyone watch, and I try to respond to comments. And of course, all the issues regarding flags and all, I've already addressed in another video. This game is purely for historical fun with big plastic toy soldiers. So enough of that, and we're going to start with turn 1. Turn 1 and of our I guess this is turn 3, and this game will go for 12 turns. Turn 4 and 5, the Union get another brigade of 40 figures on turn 4 and another brigade of 40 figures on turn 5. So let's get ready to go. I'm going to get my dice ready. Pause the camera for a moment. Okay, well, we're rolling the dice, and high die goes first, and we have a leaner on the, there it is. So, the Confederates move first, or I will say the rebels. Believe it or, you know, I trying to be impartial, so the Confederates or the rebels is, they are also addressed, and will move first. So, let's get the movement done, and gotta pause the camera. Wow. This is what I've decided to move for my Confederates. That unit right there. Now, with the Rebel Yell, with the +1 and an officer, a 2, +1 is a 3. Unfortunately, to charge, even with their +1 officer, they have the orders to they refuse to go in, so they're just sitting there. So that charge failed, and the rest of my Confederate forces, we're going to just look around the table, and right now I'm pretty happy with how the Confederates are set up. So we're going to pause the camera and start with the Union. Okay, this is a solitaire game, and I had to make a decision as the Union player, and this flank at the edge of this table is what I'm going to try to turn, because on turn 4, this road here gets 40 figures that'll show up, and another 40 on turn 5. So, this cornfield has been quite disastrous, so I need to make some inroads. So I hope you don't mind the dialogue, but this unit here is going to charge, and they get a 6. And they're going in. Now the Confederate unit here has to hold. Now they get a +1 for the wall, but the leader is too far away. I believe he might be close enough. 24 inches. 12. Yep. So this Confederate unit, we're going to roll the die right here. And let's see what they get. A 4 + 1, 5, 6. They're going to hold. So they're going to take the charge. So we go on in. And this unit's going to go in with the bayonet also. a 2, becomes a 3, and if they weren't elite, they would have made it. But being that they're an elite unit, they're going in. And they started in cover, so off they go. You know, we're using Donald Featherstone's rules. They're over, I guess, 50 years old. Other rule sets. I like Howard Whitehouse's A Gentleman's War. They are great for 54 millimeter figures. Highly recommend them. They have Civil War, Franco-Prussian, all the colonial stuff. And our Union troops are losing some movement across this fence line. So, and had a comment on my usage of Rebel, Confederate, Union, and Yankees. So, it's just whatever I'm saying while I'm playing the game. It has nothing to do with favoring the Confederates or the Union. And I'm just goofing around with big plastic figures. A little bit later, my neighbor is coming over, but he does not want to be on the video in any way, shape, or form, but he is going to play a little bit tonight. And so he is not a miniature war gamer. In fact, he was over to borrow something a couple weeks ago and saw my war game table. Let's pause the video. Alright, well, we're losing 3 inches across this fence, so we're at 9. Now, Donald Featherstone rules, you literally have them memorized in a turn. You know, you're moving 12 inches, half through rough ground, and 3 to cross the fence line. So, you know, it's just a nice change of pace. You know, if you're playing a more complex rule system that is, of course, much more realistic, you know, every once in a while it's just neat to play something at this level. Alright, let's see what we're going to do with the dreaded cornfield. So, we have to do a morale test. Yeah, this unit here, and they rolled a 6, which is, they are 100% fine. They turn around, and they are ready for action. So, we're going to advance the line. Move him there. And I got these guys moving 9 inches through this cornfield rather than 12. I could have them moving 6 through rough, but I went with the 9 inches. My gun battery on the far right, which we're not moving that. So I got a couple units over on the other side. So let's go move our camera. So you'll see on the wall there, next to Donald Featherstone's book, we have Howard Whitehouse's A Gentleman's War rule book sitting next to it. Now, I got to meet Donald Featherstone once at HistoricCon a very long time ago, but I didn't really get to talk to him or anything. He was swamped with people. And but Howard had the opportunity to spend time with him. And Howard is on his Facebook site, A Gentleman's War, if you want to get in contact with him. But let's continue moving our Union troops. Now, you can fire through the light woods, but my movement rate is 6. And you'll notice this is the unit I painted over the weekend. I have not flocked them. And this unit's only moving 6 inches to cross the fence. and our light woods. And I don't know if anyone's ever watched on YouTube the Edward Woodward Battleground series. My wife says it's the most boringest thing in the world to watch. It's a TV show that was made in England in the 70s of miniature wargaming. I gotta pause the camera here, move the center troops. Alright. Well, I have to try to get something going on the Union side. This unit here is going to try to charge. And they make it with a 4. Now this Confederate unit has got a +1 with the leader. But we rolled a 2 with a +1 is a 3. Well, I believe on our chart, a unit that rolls a 3 falls back a full move, faces the enemy, and rallies there. So, they are going to skedaddle 12 inches to this point. Now, they won't be able to fire this turn because they ran away, but did rally. And we're going to put that there. And our leader is just going to get out of the way. And now, in Donald's rules, there is nothing here in the rules, in the basic set, of the unit that ran away. So, they're not going to be able to fire, but they can. And in some rule sets, some of these figures may have been tested to see if they were casualties in their running away. So let's continue moving. We actually have a breakthrough here. Now, this is the first time we're going to do this. You can move in a column with an extra 6 inches on the road. You can change formation once, free. So I'm going to throw this line into column and basically start them here. And I'm going to deduct a couple inches off of them for the climbing over the fence. So they're going to go 18 inches out to here. Now, we all know in a lot of wargame rolls, being shot in the flank or in column, you should get a +1 or some kind of modifier. But we'll get to that when we get to it. This unit here gets on this side of the fence in line, and that's all they're doing. Move our leaders up here and there. Okay, so we've completed the movement. Now next turn, my Confederate forces, or the Rebs, as a couple people have mentioned, the Confederates have no reinforcements. This is it. But they do have a lot of good defensive terrain. I'm going to move the camera to the other side. The Confederates move first. We'll have them fire first. Alright, I had a lot of good suggestions from people. One was to move the camera around more, which I'm trying to do, and also change the angle and the elevation. Next thing is someone suggested putting smoke on the table when units fire. The problem with that is there's just me, and I'm hoping turn 4 I'll have a helper. So putting down smoke and removing smoke, all units always get to fire each turn. So we're just going to go ahead and have our Confederates open up here. And someone suggested that they like to see the die being rolled a little bit. So I'm going to try that. And of course, again, if I'm boring you in my YouTube videos, just turn the channel. And if not, I hope you're enjoying some old-fashioned Donald Featherstone wargaming. 2, 4, 6, 8. We have 8 Confederates firing, needing 4, 5, or 6s at close range. We got 4 hits, and they're considered in the open, so 2 are dead. I'm going to set them off to the side because they do get to fire back, and then if all the units pass through morale, we go into hand-to-hand combat. 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's see what happens here. That was a pretty good roll. We got 5 hits, and we need 4, 5, or 6s. That's 2 dead, and we need a morale marker there. Well, this is a full 10-man unit here. Move our camera a little bit. This 10-man unit here, and this unit here is firing over into there. We got 1, 2. That was sort of a leaner. We're going to re-roll this one. 4 hits, and they got the stone wall, so we're going to need 6s. Nothing. And of course, we had a couple figures outside of the stone wall, but most of the units behind it. And this is a pretty close angle. We're going to let them fire 50%, but we need 6s. We did get 1. And we need a morale marker. Alright, let's change our angle. Wow, we have our 3-gun battery on the hill, and also our one 12-pounder that's over here. So, the cornfield, which is out there, and it, after last turn, I declared that things are visible there. So our battery is, they're at 36 across the board. Let's check that far gun. We're at 36 inches. So the, at this range at 36 inches, they're 5 or 6s. And so it's 5 guns, or 5 dice per gun. No hits with gun. Matthew missed. Mark hit with 2. This gun here hit with 1. And our final gun on the far left, it's nothing for... We got a total of 4 hits from all 4 guns out there. Now, we're going to need 5 or 6s. And I rolled 3 2s and a 3. I can't believe it. I rolled horrible for the 4 Confederate guns on this flank. Well, we're going to move the camera over to the other side. Alright, well, we have a unit here in this woods. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And now, they are 18 inches roughly. So they're going to need 5 or 6s. Got the dice box, 5 or 6s right here. 1, 2 measly hits. And we needed 5 or 6 for kills out in the cornfield. So that unit is pretty good shape. This gun battery, which you can't see because I messed up my camera angle. The gun battery is masked. We'll move our leader over here. But this regiment that fell back is in its way. My 12-pounder here, though, we're going to let that pivot and fire. So, now 12-pounder with canister at 12 inches rolls 5 dice, needing 3 through 6s. But the neat thing about it is 3 through 6 to hit. So we've got 3 hits and 2 misses. But with a 12-pounder smoothbore firing canister, you get to re-roll your misses. So we have 5 hits. And of course, I should have been using the die rolling box. So all 5 are hits. They're in the open. 4, 5, or 6s are kills. 3 are dead. So that 12-pounder Napoleon, made by my buddy Jack Brendel in Arizona and mailed to me, was quite effective. Now these figures that I picked up need to be laid down because they're going to get the fire back. So Jack, your 12-pounder with its canister did well. Now this West Woods thing has been a nightmare for the Yankees. Or the Union, as some people like me to say. I hope 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I gotta check the range. We're just about at 12 inches, so 4, 5, or 6s to hit. And we got 2 hits. And then for effect, we needed 5 or 6s for kills, and we rolled 4. So this volley was useless. And then this unit over here is going to fire. Not being precise on our angles. And we got 4 hits. And with cover, we did cause a casualty. So this unit here fired a volley out here. Hit one Yankee, went down. Wow, that was very interesting that we got this hole in the Confederate line, but the unit that did it got, I doubt they're going to pass morale. So, everything on the Confederate side has fired that could fire. I'm going to pause the camera for a minute, and I'm going to start from the other side over. Alright. Well, in turn 1 and 2, this battery on the hill with Parrott guns, I've been trying to fire at infantry and I've rolled terrible. So, we're going to try something else. We're going to try some counter battery fire. It's the Yankees' turn to fire, and I'm going to turn the camera. So we're going to try to lob some shells at that 12-pounder Napoleon, and let's see what happens. We're maximum range. Our 10-pounder Parrots have a range of 60 inches. And I got an extra large tape measure. So we're just in range. Okay, I moved the camera over to the gun battery that's going to be fired on by these Parrott guns. So, and here we go. We got, wow, we got 4 6s with the first 10 dice. And then I got 5 6s total. So this 12-pounder has been hit 5 times. And then for kills, now gunners are considered to be an open target. So we need 6s. And I got 3 6s, which is bad. So 1, 2, 3. So this gun now will only be able to fire every other turn. Now, Donald has in his one advanced book of the limbers exploding. I don't have it on the sheet, but it's in the advanced wargaming book. So we're going to see if we have a limber explosion of a 6, and we do not. So this gun crew has been reduced, and now in the movement phase, I can send one figure over here from this gun crew and help them out. But right now, if I had rolled a 6, and you know what? I believe I need to check my advanced rule book by Donald Featherstone. So, we got the trusty extra book and counter battery fire. And I made a mistake. We took 3 hits. So we rolled 1 6. So I have to roll 2 more times, and we rolled 1 6. So per hit, you roll on a 6. So that gun is disabled, and the limber blows up.
In a shared workspace for up to 5,000, please.
Well, I had a commercial break there on my music. Sorry about that. So these 2 gunners have moved away. They take a morale check, which they'll probably fail. Our 12-pounder is out of action. And so we have a little bit of smoke there and some lighting effect. Okay, sorry about the pause. I had the Commander-in-Chief ask me a question. So we have our limber is blown up. In other words, my wife yelled down and I had to run upstairs for a moment. So we have a 12-pounder Napoleon has been knocked out along with the limber. So when you lose a figure, you roll a d6, and on a 6, the gun limber's been blown up. And so we had some good counter battery fire. So I apologize for the commercial break there and a short dead airspace time. I'm not going to try to edit that out. And it is what it is. And we're going to continue on with our Union fire phase for turn 3. And we're right here on the side. I'm going to adjust our camera. So let's fire here into here. Only one modifier. So we need 4, 5, or 6s. That Yankee unit hit pretty darn good, and the fence is a 5 or 6. And I apologize for not doing the rolling of the dice in the camera, but we scored 4 hits there. Now the Union unit there still gets the fire that came up here. So 4, 7 dice. And wow, we rolled 5 hits, firing here in the open, and they took 3 losses. And they don't get the fire back, of course. So this unit's in column. So we're gonna Only thing we have that battery there. And you know, I did so well firing on this battery. We're going to have this Yankee artillery battery is going to see if they can do something about that battery there. Let's pause the camera. All right. They're in range. One of the reasons I have the extra long tape measure that won't bend is the 60-inch and 72-inch ranges. Dropping dice all over. So people on Nottingham Miniature Wargaming Facebook site, I hope you're enjoying these. So we're going to concentrate our fire on this with, we're going to need 6s to hit. Well, look at that. We rolled 3 6s to start off with. Now we need 6s again. And holy cow. Couldn't have done it better. I got 3 6s. What's that? A Yahtzee is 5 6s. So lost 3 men, which puts a hurt on this gun. I have to move figures over, otherwise it fires every other turn. Now we're going to roll again, and the 3 hits, if we roll a 6, the gun's been knocked out. And we rolled quite well. I'm going to pause the camera. So I had somebody asking about smoke for firing, and I said it'd be a pain to keep putting it up and taking it down. However, we have another gun on fire. It's limber. So, and a gun crew running away. I will say I should have been firing the Union guns at the Confederate guns to begin with those rifled guns. Alright, we are going to change our camera view. Alright, we have our firing here for the Union. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we got 4 hits. 4 hits right here. But they got a stone wall, so there's no effect. And gonna fire here, and we got 5 hits. It needs 6s though. Here, nothing. The 7 up there, and I didn't roll a single. Oh, we got a 5. That's 1 hit, and no 6. So this entire line, all the way up to here, is all fired. The cornfield is advanced, but no firing. So our only melee are these 2 right here. So the first thing is this unit has to test its morale to continue on. And they rolled a 6. So they're going in. And 2, 4, 6, 7. You think I'd remember that? They need 6s to score hits, and they're dead. 3. They need 5 or 6s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this unit is gone. So they'll be down to 2 figures. They're gone, and this unit doesn't have to do a morale check because they're there. They did lose 3. See what happens here. 2, 4, 6, 8. There's 8 here. And they scored a total of 4 hits here. Now this unit's still going to be functional. Let's see how they do with needing 6s. They got 3. But they outnumber them, so they're gonna back off. So that's where we're at for our melees. And we got to test that morale, and they're fine. Okay. Wow, we're at 35 minutes for turn 3. Gonna pause the camera